we came from talking about Coach Prime saying people should give money to motherfuckers actually taking money from people. Like, and it's crazy because it's like BLM at the height of all of the police brutality cases going on about a decade or so ago now at this point, especially on the rise from the George Floyd situation. BLM, Black Lives Matter, was on the rise, and they were everywhere, bro, everywhere, trying to bring awareness to police brutality, and things of that nature amongst the Black community, and it was a big thing because people were thinking that they were actually, which they did some good things, but people were actually thinking that they were actually bringing awareness and actually using this money to fund different things in the Black community and help ultimately bring awareness. But with that being said, it comes to everybody's attention now that a couple of the leaders in the organization are literally stealing millions and millions and millions of dollars, of donation dollars from people that probably don't even have it to give to this organization. They're using it for their own personal piggy bank. And it's like, bro, like the dude, his name Mr. Bowers. I don't know how to pronounce his first name. Shalamia
Yeah, I
Bowers.
think that.
Is that how you
Yeah,
pronounce his name?
you're close. Not no disrespect to him, but you're close.
Right, no, for sure, no disrespect to him, but say that he defrauded the chapters for unjust enrichment and using the funds for his own personal enrichment. And it's like the just in the last 2 years off of George Floyd's death, just in the last couple of years, they raised $90 million. $90 million in donations, and he siphoned 10 million of that. Like, bro, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. He's been
Yeah.
calling all kinds of things, man, like a rogue administrator and middleman turned unjust, and it's kind of crazy, bro. I don't understand how you can instead of using it in the community to actually do what you're supposed to do with this money, and you're a nonprofit organization, so you're not for profit, so you have to spend the money that you actually bring in. So if you bring in 10 bands, you got to spend 10 bands. You're nonprofit.
Right.
So, but instead of using it to uplift the community and bring awareness, you're out here spending it on yourself, man. What you think about it, bro?
So for me, in the last 5 years, 4 to 5 years, it
Mm-hmm.
seems like every year is some leader of BLM that has taken money or done
Mm-hmm.
something that's disparaging or discouraging of people to continue to give them
Mm-hmm.
money. Um, I think what I read was he was a member. He just got appointed to that position maybe 3 months
He did.
ago,
He did.
and
Mm-hmm.
the during that time when he was appointed, it was the ordeal where oh girl, I didn't look her name up,
Patrice
but
Cullors.
she
Patrice Cullors.
was, yes, yeah, if we're talking about the same person, she was
Mm-hmm.
in the spotlight for buying up to $6 million worth of property across California.
More than that. More than
Okay.
that. More than
Okay.
that. One house was $6 million.
Oh,
So
okay.
the $6 million home, which was in Beverly Hills,
Mm-hmm.
they were trying to pass it off as the headquarters, right?
Okay.
Because she was saying things. She actually went on. She did a news interview and she said that the house had a sound stage, the house had a theater room, the house had the house was supposed to be it had an area a separate wing of the house that could be used for social media content creators.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it had parking for up to 30 cars.
Okay.
So she was trying to pass this compound off as a the headquarters for BLM in LA.
Mm-hmm.
But not only that, bro. So they ended up that $1 $6 million crib was supposed to be the headquarters. They
Okay.
had three other homes in LA totaling $3 million, and then bought a fourth home in Conyers, Georgia,
Mm-hmm.
for $550,000. So they were buying houses, just buying cribs
Okay.
because they were. But what she said was, let me see if I can find it in my notes. what she was saying was is that she decided to invest the money from BLM into her own black family members.
Okay. Were they involved with Black Lives Matter as well?
No, they were not. The
No,
only
no
one that was
affiliation
involved,
whatsoever.
no affiliation whatsoever.
Okay. All right.
So she said that she has a mother that she takes care of.
Mm-hmm.
She said she had a brother that suffers from mental illness that she also takes care of.
Mm-hmm.
But you're taking money from people who probably have these same situations going on.
Yep.
You might
Yep.
have had a mother in Detroit, don't even have water,
Mm-hmm.
but they're donating their hard-earned money that they go to work 40 hours a week for to donate to BLM, which they thought was a really good cause to donate to, which it was,
Mm-hmm.
or most likely still is until all of
It
this goes
is.
on.
No, it
But
is. Yeah.
so they're donating their hard-earned money that they slaved every day during the week for 40 hours a week during the week for it and giving you their money. They probably have the same situation where they take care of their mother. Somebody
Yep.
might have a situation where they have a brother that has a mental illness or a sister that has a mental illness, something that they're taking care of as well. You're bringing in millions and millions of dollars from
Mm-hmm.
people who work for this bread, and you're using it on your own personal situations.
Yeah, and that's
That's
where.
crazy, bro.
Yeah, exactly. So that's where the anger comes in, because as you mentioned, you have people. We talked about those that have not in the last segment. Same situation here. You have those
Hmm.
that I won't say have not, but they're close to have not. And because of all of the unfortunate incidents that have happened across our country with police brutality and the unjust treatment of black people, and I'll include people of color as well. But the Black Lives Matter is specifically for black people. They are looking to, all those around the country are looking to pull their money into one specific place to get things done. I want to be clear.
Hmm.
I don't have any issue with individuals that are a part of a organization getting some type of compensation for their work, for their
For
brain
sure.
power, for the energy that they're putting in. I don't have any issue with that. I have an issue with you taking advantage of a situation where there is, so in the Black Lives Matter instance, it's a quote unquote decentralized organization, which means they don't
Hmm.
have a person that they can exactly point to and say, that is our leader, that is our CEO, that is our director, that is the person that makes
Hmm.
all the decisions that funnel down to how it actually gets executed. So because of that, there is no one place where the decisions go, or somebody can be say that this person is accountable for whatever happens. And
Hmm.
I have an issue when people take advantage of that situation, because out of the goodness of the hearts of all the individuals that have contributed to Black Lives Matter, you have one or two, maybe three individuals that decide that they want to take it upon themselves to put money into their own pockets when it could have been spent on changing some political laws, or policies. I'm sorry, some policies that are in place that benefits black people, or it could have helped to hire a lawyer that could have gotten a particular individual off of whatever bogus charge that they have, and now they have to spend
Hmm.
numerous amount of years in jail for reasons that are unknown, or unfairly passed down to them because of the color of their skin. I have
Hmm.
an issue with that. Again, I want to be clear. I don't have an issue with the people that are getting money that are a part of organizations such as Black Lives Matter. Um, but when you take advantage of a situation and pocket more money than you're supposed to, that's where I have an issue with. I'll also
For
say
sure.
this. I'll also say this. I don't and have never given money to national chapters, Red Cross, none of that. Black Lives Matter. I've never done that. I don't know about you, Sticks, but I've never done that. And it's simply for the fact of I don't know where those what the money is going, what it's for. Um,
Hmm.
even sometimes with local chapters, I'm reluctant to give money. But if I can actually talk to somebody, I'll put it this way: I give more of my time and energy than actual dollars out of my pocket to these local organizations that I care about, that are in line with my visions and my goals and values as a person. I give more of my
Mhm.
time. But if I can sit down and have a conversation with you and I truly believe in what you're trying to do, whether if I give you money or not and you take advantage of that, I actually had a conversation with, so that makes me feel like a fool. I
Mhm.
because I just got
Yeah.
sold. Put it that way, I got sold. But if I'm sending my money to you and I don't really know what you do, which is I think a lot of people that do give to Black Lives Matter, and I hope
Mhm.
this doesn't sound bad, but that do give money to Black Lives Matter, they don't truly know what that organization is doing with the money.
Right. I
So
don't think nobody does. I just think that when they hear, I think they hear most people hear Black Lives Matter and they think, oh, well, they're automatically, they're
triggered.
fighting for equality within the Black
Exactly.
community, and but that's all they know.
Right.
That's all they know. They don't ask any questions about, is this money going to interurban schools and helping them have free lunches or having
Right.
books, or is this money going to house to fund housing for some of the homeless community that we have in some of these cities like Seattle.
Hmm.
Seattle has a crazy homeless population, but that's neither here nor
It's
there.
growing everywhere.
But
Yeah.
is I'm telling you, man. So is this money going to help an actual cause? You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And that's what a lot of people have an issue with, is that you're not doing what you set out to do. You're not doing what your mission statement actually says to do.
Hmm.
Bringing equality to the Black community and awareness to police brutality. That is your mission statement, and that's not what you're doing.
That's not
And
what
like
you're
you said,
doing.
I don't have an issue. And just like you were saying, just to kind of piggyback off your point, people who are working for nonprofit organizations are giving their time and effort to these nonprofit organizations.
Because
So
they love
they're
it.
because they love it. But and just like you said, I don't mind them getting compensated for that.
Right.
But it was an interview. The same lady, Miss Colors, Miss Patrice Colors, she was asked in the interview, "Were you paid a salary for the work that you did for BLM?"
Hmm.
And she went on to say that she didn't get paid a salary, but she got what was the term she used? She got consulting dollars
Okay. The same thing with
for
the
doing
guy
what
in
she did.
question for now. He was a consultant for the Black Lives
Hmm.
Matter
Said that she got
organization.
consulting dollars. To be honest, all she had to do was say, "Yeah, I got a salary." That would have been
Right.
cool. Because
Right.
if she spent 40 hours a week working with BLM to help the cause and move the cause forward, you deserve to be compensated for that, especially if the organization is bringing in 90 million in the
Right.
past 2 years. You
Right.
deserve to get 40,000 a year or 50,000 a year out of that 90 mil. That's nothing to the organization. But the
Right.
rest of that money, the rest of that 90 mil needs to be put into the community. You don't need to be buying 11 and $15,000 worth of real estate because you want to help your family.
Million, you mean 15 million?
Million. Did I say what did I say?
You
Thousand?
said thousand.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 11 to $15 million in real estate to help your family because
Yeah.
you got a brother with a mental illness and a mother that doesn't work and she has disability. And nah, dog, that money needs to go
Right.
back into the community and do what your mission statement says.
Right. Yeah.
You're at this point you're a fraud, bro. And you made a mention. I'm gonna let you talk about this. You mentioned to me last night when we were talking about the topics is that now moving forward, other organizations like BLM are going to be painted with the same brush because of the fraud that they committed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And it's not fair, bro. It's not
It's
fair.
not fair at all. And again, it's because not the whole Black Lives Matter organization, those individuals that are in it. I'm sure there are is still good people. Not I'm sure. I know that there are still good people in that organization that are holding true to the mission statement that the organization has put in place. But you have one or two bad apples that spoil it for the rest of the bunch. And not only the Black Lives Matter
Hmm.
bunch, now you have it spoiled for other Black organizations because it's already a stigma that Black people can't manage the money well, or you give them a little bit of power and they abuse it. Now,
Hmm.
moving forward, anything that shines a negative light on Black Lives Matter is going to continue to permeate through all other Black organizations and have a little bit of reluctance. I hope not, but this is just my thoughts, my opinions, that gives a little bit of reluctance to their supporters to be reluctant to give
Hmm.
money to them or even their time and energy. So it's unfortunate that this continues to happen, especially with Black Lives Matter, especially in the climate that we're in now with all the racial tension that's going on in America and really across the world, but especially in America. I just hope that they get it together and that they can find trustworthy people that will do and uphold what they say they're going to do as far as their mission statement is concerned.
For sure, man, for sure. And another crazy part of this story was, and I know we're talking about Patrice Cullors a little bit more than we talked about Mister what was that boy name,
Bowers.
Mister Bowers.
Hmm.
But that's only because he, of course, he was siphoning money, but Miss Colors was doing a lot more. So there was a TikTok that surfaced earlier in the year where she
Hmm.
was saying that she was being harassed by a reporter at her home. Keyword home, right?
Hmm.
First of all, and this is talking about the $6 million compound that's in
Oh,
Beverly Hills.
that she said
So
was going to
initially,
be their
she
headquarters.
said was the headquarters, but then the TikTok surfaced with her crying on TikTok that she was being harassed by a reporter at her home.
Hmm.
You know who that reporter was? You know who that reporter
Who,
was?
who was it?
Our good friend Candace Owen.
Oh, okay. Which we're going to talk about next
Candace
segment.
Owen
All right.
pulled up. We're gonna talk about her next segment, right? To just kind of going into it, but Candace Owen pulled up to the headquarters, the six
Mm.
million dollar house that was supposed to be the headquarters, and was just asking, hey, it's a gate outside this compound, and she just
Mm-hmm.
pushed the button and said, hey, can we please speak to someone who's who is with the organization? I want to ask some questions, about what's been circulating. She was being real nice and very, respectful to whoever was on the other side of that box that she pushed the button to talk to somebody. She was being real
Mm-hmm.
respectful. But Miss Colors is all on TikTok, crocodile teared out and crying, talking about she was harassed by
Mm-hmm.
Candace Owen, which there was nothing in this video that showed that Candace Owen was harassing her. She was like, we will kindly leave, but
Mm-hmm.
we're just trying to get some information. We're here, just doing a report for some things that's been circulating around BLM. You guys are a accredited, organization that's trying to help the Black community. We just want to, bring some awareness to the things that's been saying about you. Maybe you can disparage some of these thoughts and these
Mm-hmm.
opinions about you, what you've been doing with this money. And she said that she was being harassed, and it's crazy because people play the racism and the white supremacy and all of these cards that whenever they get caught doing something they're not supposed to do, then they have to defend their ass. Now
Mm-hmm.
it's racism. Now it's the white supremacy that's making us say these things. Now it's a whole bunch of different things that's going on because you got caught.
Right.
Because you
Yeah.
got caught. Saying we're falling victim to the circle logic and the social violence that fuels the legal system. What are you talking about, bro? You're stealing money.
Stealing money.
Makes no
Wrong is
sense
wrong.
that you talking
Wrong
about it's
is
the
wrong.
legal system and social violence. Wrong is wrong. You're siphoning bread, bro, and you buying houses for your family instead of
Yeah.
putting it back into the community. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with social violence and the legal system. That's you being stupid, and that's you being a fraud. Period.
Yeah. And so I feel
So
like as long
it's
as
crazy,
it's
bro.
a decentralized organization, as long as there's no hierarchy, things like this will continue to happen. Um, and until they bring in, I mean, and it's funny because we're going into a new era of technology and the web 3 and everything supposedly decentralized, and I'm saying that this organization doesn't need to be decentralized, but as long
Hmm.
as it's decentralized, this stuff will
Facts.
continue to happen because there's no head to the body. There's no person that's in charge of making sure that their actions are scalable, making sure that we know
Hmm.
what's going on with this chapter and we know what's going on with that chapter, and it all funnels up to the top. And then once it gets to the top, then this is what the money's doing. Every chapter has something
Right.
different. So until it is joint together, I feel like we're going to continue to have these issues
These
with any
issues.
organizations
Yeah.
that's
Do you think?
that's decentralized rather than just BLM.
Now, facts. Do you think? and anybody would be held accountable for these? Do you think Mr. Bowers or Miss Colors will actually be held accountable for what they're doing with this money though?
I
Like,
don't
because
know.
I know it's an ongoing investigation right now with them, but I don't think so, bro. I think it's gonna be more so that they're not going to be able to receive donations anymore. As far as those two, those two like parts of the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, there's more moving parts. There's more, I can't think of the word I'm trying to use right now, but
More
there's more
chapters.
areas that BLM has chapters. There you go. There's more chapters in BLM than just what Miss Colors, which she actually stepped down, but she had no choice. And Mr. Bowers, that there's more chapters than just those two that they ran.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be hard for BLM to continue to get donations because they're losing their credibility with the community. A lot of these different big time companies or organizations that want to donate. So I don't think they're going to be held accountable. It's just going to be very, very hard. They're going to lose their ability to collect more money. But I don't think they're going to be held accountable, bro. I don't think
Yeah,
so. They're just going to have to step down, and all that, and not be able to collect money no more.
yeah. You said a mouthful
They
there.
should be held accountable.
They should be, but you did say a mouthful there. I think I looked up. I forgot what I was looking up, but it said shortly after the George Floyd murder, the Black Lives
Mm-hmm.
Matter movement had a overall approval rate for all across the country, black, white, Hispanic, so on and so forth, of like almost 70%. And as stuff like this continues to come out, the approval rate is dwindling down amongst, again, everybody, black, white. Well, we already know how a large portion of
Yeah.
white America felt about BLM, but
Yeah.
with blacks especially is dwindling down, and also Hispanics. So again,
Yeah.
what I said earlier, they are only hurting not just their organization, these individuals within Black Lives Matter, but they're hurting other organizations, but especially Black Lives Matter.
Yeah, it's gonna take for a strong leader within that organization to step up and actually number one make a name for themselves to be able
Yeah.
to say, okay, this is what we're going to do. Somebody's going to have that power and that gall within themselves to say, hey, we're going to change the narrative about BLM. Miss Colors, Mr. Bowers, they did what they did. Fuck them. We
Mm-hmm.
gonna have to step up and start doing what this mission statement is supposed to do. And once they start doing that, then they'll get their credibility back. But as of right now, man, BLM is losing it. They're losing their
Yeah,
credibility, bro.
absolutely.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
We know what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. We
yeah,
talk
yeah,
about
yeah,
sex
yeah.
tape.
Yeah,
We
but I'm
know
just
what beating the
saying,
break. Okay,
because when you say beat the brakes, and it's like,
clapping the cheeks.
there you go, thank you. Because when you say beat the brakes, people, I'm sure, and I
People
shouldn't
might
use
think,
this. Yeah, people think domestic violence.
yeah,